Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is Alex and this is the Ramble. We're here until midnight tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I was just talking with Lori before we started this gathering here. Lori Thompson, you see her name under her picture. And she says she has ennui.
Yeah. And, you know, I learned that word from you. I mean, you used it in...
I don't... If you asked me for a definition of ennui, I couldn't tell you.
It's just that indescribable sad feeling. It's
Yes.
kind of like melancholy,
Yes.
but a little more ambiguous.
Well, it's one of those words that it's just a word to describe something which you can't describe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I thought when you used it, and I finally, it was like, ka-ching, I learned exactly what it meant. I thought, title to my memoir, I may not write, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So you have ennui, and you don't
I
know
do.
and you don't know what it's about.
I don't. We just got back, like, this sounds like so bitching about nothing. But we just got back from this beautiful Mediterranean cruise. I have a good spouse. I live in a fun place. I had good parents. I kind of miss them, and Mother's Day is coming up, and my mother's birthday is on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And I just regret every time I acted without kindness.
You what?
And I regret every instance in which I acted without kindness. And that's all flooding me right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Why now?
You know, like I said, the Mother's Day thing, and I don't know, Ben.
I mean, you can. What you should do is say, "I used to be a piece of shit, but I'm not anymore."
Okay, will that drown out the voices?
Well, that'll drown out the voices. Yeah. No, I mean, I know what you're feeling. I know you're bouncing around. I think.
You know, and like I say, I have a good spouse. We have a lovely home.
Well, I'm saying your picture's bouncing around.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll anchor.
It's apparently somewhere where you're tapping your foot or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's mirroring my ennui.
Mirroring your ennui. No, you know, I mean, I have things in my life where I was terrible, you know, but that's all part of going through life. You know, when you're younger, especially, I think you're probably the biggest asshole when you're younger. You know.
You mean like 20s or 30s
Uh-huh.
or 20s or 30s?
Yeah, 20s, 30s, 40s. Hell, I mean, I don't know. I mean, how was I? I have no remembrance. Was I an asshole?
I don't think you were. You got sad very easily, but I learned this. I mean, it's about acceptance. You know, it's just like, this is the person I care about. We have this fun show we do,
Yeah.
and it's about rolling with the flow.
But was I pretty decent to the people around me?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, okay. Because, see, I don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't know how I have no idea how I was perceived. You know?
Yeah, well, you were kind of a superstar coming into things. You know, you were the guy.
Yeah.
And so we were all a little, what's the word I want to say? Enamored of you. And, but then that goes away really fast.
Yeah.
And you learn to relate to someone as a person. And that's where the fun starts.
Yeah.
And we both grow as a person.
Well, my relationship to you, I think, was different than anybody else on the staff.
It was. It was
because
intimate.
it was a much closer relationship.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because we saw each other at our best and worst, and you know, when you were away,
you had some bad times, and I went through them with you. I saw you through them.
You did, and I appreciated that so much. You know. Yeah, I mean, bad times, quote, are just a part of life, and that's what I've learned to accept in others. and I've learned to accept it myself.
Yeah.
I think.
And if
Oh man!
if you came
Call
to,
Hallmark.
if you came to work for me, chances are, unless you really screwed up badly, you had a job for as long as I had a job.
Well, it was so fun because I was, I had only been in radio about 5 years, and they said we're going to put you with this big shot because you were a big shot in New York, and then you were a big shot in San Francisco at the Quake, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to do my best every day.
Look what's happened to the big shot, though.
Oh, the big shot's here. I have to deal with the big shot, but not as the big shot. I have to see him as a person.
You have to see him as an old fart.
Shut up. You were, I think, 44, and I was 26.
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought this is a guy who has, first of all, carved a very successful career in radio, which I admired, and I thought just relate to him as a person, and also respect the fact that he is very experienced in radio.
Well, the reason you got the job was they came to me and they said, well, we have a woman doing the news in the morning.
We got this chick.
Yeah, and if you don't want her, we can get somebody else or somebody of your choosing. And I said, well, my old news person, it was Joe Rogelski over at the Quake and at Live 105, at the Camel. We're all he couldn't do it because of contractual problems. Okay, and I just said, look, I don't want to put anybody out of work. Let her do the news. If she's good, I'll keep her.
And that was such a gracious gesture, and I appreciated it as such. And it was like, well, just see what this show needs and do whatever you can.
Well, I never ever. I mean, this is don't take this the wrong way, but I never ever cared about who was doing my news or working opposite me or working with me, because my feeling was I could mold them to my act.
Exactly. That's all. And I was, relatively young. I mean, 26.
You were pliable and you molded very nicely.
Well, thank you. That is a compliment, because I like to think that is one of my strengths. I can kind of go with the flow, and appreciate the person I'm working with and see what I can do to compliment. That's compliment with an E.
Yeah. So, and you became, you folded right in. I mean, it got to a point where, and the same thing happened to me with my producer in New York City, Albert Reynoso. Sometimes you're working with somebody and that person is so linked into you that you know what you knew the next thing I was going to do automatically.
Yeah.
Because you knew me
that was so
well,
fun.
and you then played to that.
Yes.
So that's what made you a great side. I hate to use the term sidekick,
but I know what you mean. Yeah, and that's, to me, that was the joy. Man. That was the joy.
Because you were more than to me, you were more than a sidekick. You were somebody I talked to every morning.
Yes, I mean, and you said something about Gracie Allen and George Burns, and I knew what you had grown up inspired by, and so I looked those things up, and I thought, what are the elements of this that make it fun? And I tried to deliver those elements and give it my own spin.
Yeah, but I mean, it worked. It absolutely worked. I mean, I have people still come up to me who just love what we did.
I had somebody on a cruise come up to me, and within like 2 sentences, we established that I had lived in the Bay Area and that they had listened to the show, and it was just so fun to have that connection with a person, and it was just joyous.
Yeah, but they remembered you after all these years.
Yeah, they remembered us. They
didn't recognize you immediately because we were
not
on radio.
Not by face, by voice.
Yeah. Because we were on radio.
Yeah. Which gave us nice anonymity.
Well, that's the great thing about radio.
It is.
I had somebody once said, "You have a face for radio, Alex."
Well, I mean, which is kind of a compliment in a way, compliment with an I. Yeah, because it means you're delivering your essence. And I think that is the core of personality. When you can deliver.
You know, the one thing that I did that I think made my show different than other shows is most of the people who were doing radio or coming into radio at that time were younger than I was. I was, as you say, 44 at that time.
You were seasoned, but not in an old way.
Yeah, but what happened was I was raised on radio.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, when I grew up, when I was a kid, there wasn't a TV set in my bedroom. There was a radio.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to the radio. And the thing I loved about radio was that I would hear all these people and I would imagine what they looked like.
You could build it.
I would imagine the surroundings they were in. So you could on radio create any amount of surroundings that you wanted to.
You made your own movie.
You made your own movie, but they were pictures of the mind. And so this is how I approached radio when I did a show in the morning. People were listening to it. They weren't seeing it.
Yes.
And therefore, I had to present it in a different way than I would if they were watching it.
Yeah, and you were ever conscious of that. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
I know, because, one important thing you taught me was never dumb down. And so that way we could imagine ourselves, as the listener, driving in to a job, blue collar job from Hayward, or a CEO. And that was, and
but
that,
still, they had to, every morning when they were listening to you, subconsciously in their mind, they were trying to figure out what you were wearing that morning. Or,
is that just with women?
The room in which you were in, and they even imagined what you looked like.
But, and I still have dreams about members of our studio audience. Remember
Really?
Tan Man? Yeah. I can remember them and wonder, like Sandwich.
Larry Sandwich. We called him that because he went out and bought sandwiches for everybody every morning.
Larry Sandwich. But he was an undiscovered gem. Yeah. I had mentioned casually on the air once that I like those blue fish that come in a tiny aquarium that you buy when you're 6. And he got me one for my birthday. And I had mentioned it, eons earlier. And I still, and Dr. Miller.
You know what? I just remembered when we were at the old building, which is
The ghetto.
Elon Musk's headquarters.
I know, man. Talk about gentrification.
Yeah. But anyway, I went out and I bought some sea monkeys. You know what? Do you remember what sea monkeys
for
are?
Sure.
Sea
I remember.
Monkeys were really what they were. They were brine shrimp, and they could dry them. And if you put them in water, they would come back to life.
Reconstitute.
Okay, so they would sell them in a little packet, sea monkeys, watch them play, and they had pictures on the front of the box of them throwing around volleyballs and things.
Each other's
like
species.
That. Oh, they're just going to play and they're going to have fun, and you're going to have fun with your sea monkeys. So I bought some sea monkeys, and we put them in this tank that I got, and the sea monkeys started to come to life. Well, we had a producer by the name of Christy Frazier at the time. It was her name then, since changed many times.
Yeah. Well, a few. Yeah.
And she she just loved these sea monkeys.
She became attached.
She fed them every night. She made sure they were taken care of. We left them on a little shelf in the studio, or not in the studio, but in the office. Okay.
In an open area.
In an open area.
May have even given them names.
And every day, Christy would come on and tell us how the sea monkeys were doing, and she was always very fond. She really was. Do you remember? She was just absolutely bonded to these sea monkeys.
Yes.
They're just brine shrimp, for crying out loud,
I know, but it was kind of sweet.
It was very sweet. One morning, she comes in, and all her brine shrimp are dead.
Floaters. Like in the East River.
Yeah. Do you remember what happened?
I do remember. It was our nightman, who was a very talented guy, had some issues.
What was his name?
He was George Fryer. He went by Flip Fryer, and he was a big success at KMEL. And then I went to his funeral. Yeah. And good guy, but also had a really distorted other side.
Yeah. Well,
And of which I was. Yeah. Anyway,
tell
enough
the
of that.
audience. Tell the audience what happened
Yeah.
to the sea monkeys.
He was a big smoker, and the sea monkeys were relatively like within 6 feet of the studio. They were in another area, but he would put his cigarettes out in the sea monkeys. Now,
that's not what I heard killed them, though.
what killed them?
He peed in the tank.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
One night
God
he was
rest his
just
soul.
pissed at the sea monkeys or whatever, and he peed in the tank. And the next morning when Christy came in, they were all dead.
Yeah, and she was heartbroken.
She was.
It was like an ant had died.
And I figured I could go get more sea monkeys. You know, $1 for a bag of them or something. you
Right.
know? But that wouldn't satisfy her because these were the ones she loved.
These were the sea monkeys,
Yeah.
not any sea monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a major thing on our show, was the death
Yeah.
of the sea monkeys.
Well, because it was kind of like a soap opera with sea monkeys. And she's still one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And just a lovely person who had a life that I might have lived, but didn't. Went to the big city.
Yeah.
And yeah. But is everything else going okay with you?
Yeah, I can't complain. You know, I mean, I've got the leukemia.
I know the leukemia is such a drag.
I got a touch of the leukemia. The only thing bad about having leukemia, I mean, it isn't really affecting me. You know.
Yeah.
And I just went to see my doctor 2 days ago for a checkup after 2 months because he wanted to take more blood tests. And I took more blood tests, and some things are up and some things are down. That's the way it goes. He says, your white blood count is up. And I went, wow, how bad is it? He says it's 18,000. I said, when do you start worrying? He's at 200,000.
Oh, see, so you got some leeway.
So he says,
something
you're
to work
not really
with.
showing any major symptoms. You know, he asked me, am I getting night sweats? And I went, I sweat at night, but it's not drenching. And, I give him the whole litany of what's happening with me. And he says, you sound like there's no change in your symptoms. He says, as long as you don't have symptoms, you're good to go. He says, come back in 3 months.
Yeah. See,
And
all's
I said,
good.
are you ever going to get to 6 months? And he said, eventually, he said, but first I want to get a
reading.
A balance on you, see where things are going. But it's basically it's a leukemia you don't die of, you don't die from, you die of. No, wait a minute, you don't die of, you die with. That's it.
The operative prep.
But that's about it. I mean, I'm tired a lot. That could be a little bit of the leukemia. I don't know, but. He said, chances are you could go symptomless for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And we just bring you in and check on it every 6 months or so.
And you live in a bitching neighborhood. I just watched the documentary.
What I was going to say is that's the pain in the ass about having this leukemia is I have to go in and see the doctor every 6 months.
That's what I don't want my old age to be. Appointments.
Marjorie, if I went over and looked at her calendar right now, it's like doctor this, doctor that, doctor this, doctor that. She's got one doctor for this. She's one doctor for her right leg, one doctor for her left leg. I mean,
And to paraphrase Marlon Brando, the horror.
Well, there's a point at which I say to myself, what am I just going to say? Fuck it. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die.
See, I've kind of reached that point.
I don't even want to know what from.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know?
I don't care. Because, I think the introspection part of that is that each day you think, what can I do today to have been kind to my fellow human beings, my loved ones, the people I care about, and leave with a good conscience. And like if it happened today, I wouldn't mind.
Well, I'm not going to encourage it. I'm afraid of dying. I've got this whole.
Yeah.
Come on, you're a Christian. You believe in that God thing, and
No, that is not a part of my concept of death, though. Yeah.
Really?
I feel like.
I mean, you don't feel like when you die, you're going to go see your mother.
No, not necessarily. If she wants, if she wants to, but I feel like there's
Yeah.
just wonderful, sublime. I mean, she's on the door, she's on the guest list, but there's a great hereafter of which I've only contributed to in my best moments, and that's what I'm going to be a part of. And Ben, you've done some wonderful, lovely things. Think about how many were driving to work, in the 80s and 90s in the Bay Area, and we gave them something.
We gave them entertainment. There's no question
to
about
feel
it.
good about,
Yeah.
something to feel good about.
Yeah.
Something to encourage their day.
Yeah, but that doesn't take care of me in the afterlife. I mean,
It does.
what goes on after this? And my answer is, well, to begin with, I don't believe in God. Although I think God is a myth. Okay, it's an explanation for things that man can't explain to himself.
Okay, this myth you described, what is he to you? I mean, is he a being? Is he an entity?
Well, somebody once said to me, what if you go to heaven and it turns out there really is a God and you haven't believed in him in all these years? And I go, well, then if he's the God you're talking about, he'll forgive me.
Exactly. They're just fear
He'll just go, I understand. I understand why you didn't believe in me. It's a little hard to believe, that I'm up here on this cloud with these little puppet strings handling billions of people. What?
That's a mankind assignment of God. It's something that I had a dream once. I was really, really conflicted. And this was when I was 13-ish. And I had been indoctrinated in the Assembly of God Church. And I had a dream.
That's heavy duty. That's heavy duty.
It's very heavy duty.
Yeah.
And I was just struggling with all these things and thinking about adulthood. And it's just like, it's something you'll understand when you get to that point. And when you think about it, did you know you were going to fall in love with Marjorie that first time?
You're assuming I fell in love with her. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, you're cold.
Yeah, no,
But I mean,
no, I didn't. I never saw Marjorie coming. No, I figured I was going to be spending the rest of my life kind of trying to date, maybe, and that's it. I'm very fortunate that I found somebody at this point in my life.
Yeah, because that's
or at
what
that
you want.
point in my life, it's been like almost 20 years now.
Well, and think about all your passions. That's what your heaven will be. An infinite amount of time to exercise your
Well,
passion.
that's boring. I want things to go boom, 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 boom. Oh, maybe
Then that would be
maybe the fact that we can die is what makes life worth living.
I think you're
I
right.
mean, if we didn't die, our whole existence would be different. We'd have a different approach to everything. I think people would be blowing their heads off. I think they'd kill themselves rather than let themselves,
Well,
because-
I've often theorized that ego and ambition are killers.
Well,
But
I was saying this to Bubbles yesterday, and it's funny I should have this discussion 2 times in a row, but I was saying to him that I have a theory that when you die, see, the part that bothers me about dying is that the world goes on without me, okay, and things are going
You
to
wanna
happen,
know what
and I'm never
happened?
going to see how they resolve themselves, and blah 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 blah. Okay, that being the case, I suddenly realized one day, maybe when I die, the whole world dies with me
that is plausible.
because there is no world anymore. That the
Right.
world that I perceive of existing exists because I'm alive to see it.
J.P. Sartre was right.
Once
No.
once I'm gone, you're all toast, folks. Goodbye.
Yeah, I think that I really do think, and this sounds so Hallmark, it's the love and the genuineness that we have displayed with articulation and our whole heart is what will survive.
Yeah, well, I say to all the younger people out there, don't worry if you're a prick right now, because as you get older, you'll stop being a prick, hopefully. Because I think I'm a much better person now than I've ever been.
Right.
I'm much
And-
more
but-
tolerant. I'm much more forgiving. I'm much more whatever. I'm a lot of things that I wasn't when I was younger. When I was younger, I could be a piece of work.
Oh, we all can. Yeah. But in Pentecost, they teach you that today is the day of salvation. You don't need to wait until your 40s.
Do your
You can-
salvation now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then where do I sign up for being a Pentecostal?
I've never signed a membership card.
Oh, okay.
You just have to say today is the day of salvation.
Yeah.
And it is.
But
It is.
you shouldn't join any religion where you're going to go to hell. That's what I'm saying. You know?
I've never, like I said, I've never become a member.
Yeah.
My God is in fact, I don't refer to God as God anymore. I refer to it as gracious, omniscient design.
I refer to him as my pal. Anyway, listen, we got to go. We've run out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, that's her. That's Lori Thompson. Thank you, Lori. See you next week.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Lori Thompson. Nice to have you here today. And we'll see you again next week, right? Because we recorded another one, all right? Okay. Anyway, so hello, everybody. Here it is. It's Wednesday. Nobody has called yet except for one person who's waiting. I just, if this keeps going on like this, maybe I'm just going to do away with the shows, except maybe I'll do a Friday show or something like that. And then everybody will appreciate me. But they don't appreciate me when I'm, like now, because they take me for granted. And it's, but we do, now we have 2 people. Okay, wait a minute, let me see here. Who are they? Okay, good. We got some good people here. Let me just, shall I bring them in here? Where do we go? Okay, how do I bring them all in? All right, here's how we do it. And we go. There. Okay, and then I go admit all. Okay, I see. If I don't do this for a couple of days, I forget how to do it. Anyway, hello, Alan. Hello, Charlie. Okay, we got Alan and Charlie. I wonder if anybody else will call. Do you think anybody else will call?
Yes. It's early. It's only a couple minutes into the show.
So look what Charlene made up for me and sent me today. I could give
Charlene Martinez?
Yes, right. You ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
That's great. You ought to sell those.
Well, I would have to get the logo and everything like that going. This is not quite a final version of what I would do with it,
Yep.
So.
No, you probably straighten it out. It's bent in like this,
What do you mean it's bent?
Pushing the inside the cap so it looks even straight across.
Straight
No,
across.
it's not. That's just a hat. It's got a little dent in the cap.
It's got a dent in it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably get let me see here. Okay, yeah. It just says Gab. That's very nice. Thank you, Charlene. I appreciate it.
You probably straighten it out. It's bent in like.
Oh, here we go.
What do you mean it's bent? Pushing the inside the cap so it looks even straight across.
That's just a hat. It's got a little dent in the cap.
Oh.
That's not a good sign.
Pam, we need your technical help.
Hey, Pam. Pam. Okay. Well, anyway.
I think he's got it.
I think he does have it, actually. Are you there? Can you hear us okay? Can you hear us okay, Jeff? No, see, he can't even hear us now. Can you hear us, Jeff?
Yep,
Oh, okay. And you got rid of it.
I did.
Good for
Everyone
you.
joke.
Good for you. I feel like I have to turn on the air conditioner here. Hold on a second. There. Is it going? Okay, there we go. Okay, I have it low so it isn't going to make noise here. Anyway, hello. How is everybody?
Doing okay. Hey, I just had my doctor's appointment. I'm doing great.
No,
All
that
right.
doesn't work, Charlene, because you've got the thing locked, is what your problem is.
Uh-oh.
Why don't we spend the whole hour solving technical problems?
No. Can you hear me?
I
Because
We can
I'll
hear
try to
you.
do it again.
I can hear
You can
you.
hear me?
Yeah, but you have
Okay,
to.
I'm going to try to get out and come back in. Okay,
Okay.
let me
Why?
see if I can get out.
You're fine.
Oh, I'm all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't turn sideways.
no.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you meant. Okay. Now, since you mentioned me, I
Mhm.
know I didn't do it right. Like the N is supposed to be capital or something, right?
Well,
But
usually
I had
I
so
do.
much.
Usually I do GABN in capitals, and then
Right.
ET is in
And I fucked it up. Sorry.
lowercase. Yeah. Yeah.
I meant well.
Well, no, it's fine. I'm
Yeah.
very. I'm gonna wear it out and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
Then
Well, I'm
everybody,
glad you finally got it because I
everybody.
had to have Amazon send it to me and then I sent it to you because when I tried to put it in and everything, I don't know, it didn't get to you somehow. I don't know.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
well.
when I try to ship it to them.
Yeah. Well, the hell with Amazon. They never get things right anyway.
Right. So I got credit. I got them to reimburse me for the first one.
Yeah, I probably should get a situation where I can put the logo on there or something. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, can I say something real fast? You know
Yeah.
how you had that tear
Faster,
duct surgery?
faster.
I know. I'm
Faster,
sorry. I'm trying to go
faster.
fast. No, you had the tear duct surgery. Did
No,
they pull like a big
no,
fishing
no,
line
no,
out of your eye
no, wait a minute.
when they did yours?
I didn't have. That wasn't what I
Are
had.
you,
I didn't have that.
oh,
He
okay.
had a
Oh,
droopy
that's right.
eyelid.
He,
Well, anyway, that's what happened to me today, and then I'll shut up. Like, they took this big piece of, and I said to the guy,
okay,
"Thank
everybody,
God you didn't tell me."
this is gonna feel real good. Okay, go ahead.
It was like 2 feet of fishing line came out of my tear duct. It was
Nice.
crazy. He pulled out this big thing. I said, "That was in there?" And some other lady said to me, "Yeah, how did he get it in there?" I said, I was so crazy. I forgot to ask him. I wanted to know how the hell he got it in there.
Let's start from the beginning on this one.
Mhm.
Yeah, please. Some of us just got on.
Yeah, I don't get it. You what? He put fishing line in there?
Well, he calls it a like a stent. And I wanted to know what kind of stent did he put? I thought it was in my nose because he had to go through my nose to unblock my tear duct. And that's all he
Well,
does,
I
this
never
guy.
had
He's an
anything.
eye
I never
surgeon.
had anything like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got confused because,
They-
I
he
did
wa-
do the
I had a
lids.
doctor wanted
How
to-
did the lids look?
Doctor wanted to do something to my tear duct.
Do I look on River?
Nobody's listening to me. Nobody's listening to me.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm gonna shut
I had a
up.
doctor want to do something to my tear duct to kind of open it up, but it's not that. It was another little thing where he had to do a little surgery, so on.
Hmm.
But I didn't want it because it was going to take too long to heal, and I just I don't mind the tearing. It's not that terrible.
Oh, okay.
So a
So
lot
that
of
was the
people-
waiting
a lot of
room, and I'm
people-
sorry.
You have dry eyes, Charlene?
Oh, yeah, they're like really bad. Very
And
bad.
they put little plugs in your tear duct.
He did that, but that
They're
I think
little
is what plugged it up.
itty-bitty plugs.
Then he tried to tell me it was out, and I let him say it because he was a man and he was telling me, but I knew he was wrong. So I had to go back again because I didn't want to upset the doctor. And he went back and he finally took it out, but
Oh
he
dear
didn't get
God,
it out.
is this
His block.
discussion ever going to stop?
I know. I'm sorry. It's Alan's
Can we
fault.
can we talk about Trump
Well, can we talk about
or electric
Stormy?
cars again or something?
Tell me all the bad stuff Stormy did that she wasn't behaving herself and the judge couldn't control her because I want to see the live footage now of
No,
what she
she
testified.
wasn't. He wasn't admonishing her. No,
It was
she
very
was-
like bad
Oh,
words
gee,
and
I
everything.
can't get a word in edgewise.
Sorry,
You ask
sorry.
me a question, you want an answer?
I'm shutting up
Alan,
now.
did you send her coffee?
Now all we need is Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, any second now.
Maybe
Tony
Charlene
and
and Tony
coffee.
could have a show.
I'm doing coffee, and I don't do that.
Yeah, when you go on vacation.
He didn't admonish. The only thing he admonished her about was in the beginning. She was talking very fast because she was nervous, and he said, "Calm down and slow down a little bit." And then a little bit later, she described something. He said, "Don't do that." Okay, and that was about it. She wasn't admonishing him. As a matter of fact, everything I read, she did very well yesterday. She comported
People like
herself
her now.
very nicely. So
I think the big news today is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
yeah.
What did she do?
And she tried to kick out the Speaker of the House,
Okay.
and most of the Republicans and some of the Democrats stopped it.
So she got it literally thumped. Finally.
Yep. Absolutely. It's about
That
time.
ain't going to shut her up, though. You realize that,
Oh,
do you?
well.
So, that was a minor thing today. We knew that was going to happen because the Democrats had decided that they would do whatever they could to keep what's his name still in office.
Yeah, if they kicked the speaker out, we get nothing done the rest of the year.
nothing could come to the floor.
Well, I mean, I think that because the Democrats are willing to help, there's a little more cooperation now between the Republicans and the Democrats, which is kind of a nice thing. And hopefully,
Politics is we help you, you help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, by the way, my tear duct's bothering me. Wait a minute, let me go get some fishing line.
Maybe.
I think you have to put it in your nose first
Yeah. So,
and through the eye.
what have you got your hand up again?
I'm sorry, but one more thing.
Oh, okay.
I looked into it. RFK Jr. has a worm that was eating his brain and all that stuff. That's crazy, right? Because he's going to be like a third-party candidate, and they're already trying to do like an Eagleton number on him, right? Say that his brain is eaten by a worm, so don't vote for
I heard that.
RFK.
Where did I hear that earlier today? I heard that earlier today from. I was talking to Amy, and she talked about it. That there was this worm eating JFK's brain. Is that right? RFK Jr.'s brain?
Yeah, I looked it up, and he says that he went to the same doctor his uncle went to, and he had a dark spot, and they thought it was like brain cancer, like Ted Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that there was a worm in there, and I'm like, oh my God! Like,
how does a worm get in your brain?
I know. I thought my mother told me. She's 90-something. I was like, what the hell? I had to Google it and look it up because I didn't know what she was talking about. She said he ate the worm. I said, what? I said,
Probably ate tainted meat or something. Yeah.
It's from.
oh, is that what it was?
Pork.
Oh,
wait a
thank
minute.
you.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Just shut up and you get an answer here. Kevin.
They say it's from uncooked pork.
That's why we Jews don't eat pork.
That's right. You don't get brain worms.
Well, except for me, I eat pork like crazy, but I cook it.
Make sure it's
better go
cooked.
get a brain check.
Well, you see what happens. You got to remember, the Jews don't eat pork because it was literally a health thing. All the kosher laws were health laws, and you died if you broke those laws because in those days, for instance, uncooked pork had trichinosis, and trichinosis could go into your brain and kill you. All right. So apparently, the Kennedys are not Jewish, so they're probably all got worms in their brain.
They said it happens to several thousand people a year.
Really? Really? And they all seem to be Republicans who voted for Trump. So, yeah. How you doing?
There's another common way, and this is not gross. People do nasal rinse for allergies, and if you use tap water and the tap water is the worm can get into your brain through your nasal cavity. So, who knows?
This is disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
Talk about tapeworms now.
Tony, why am I looking so white tonight? I've got to do something about that.
I got an extra question. Would you know anybody who's a good nose doctor? I'm thinking about getting.
Oh boy, what
I heard you
is
say
this
calling on
tonight?
the thing. I was on the couch laughing when you said, "What is he calling?" I had to run off.
Anybody know a proctologist?
I figured I got cancer from my mother's side of the family. I'm going to get rid of the
We're on a
nose
roll
now
here.
from my father's.
There we go. I just got I got my color right now. There we go. Took me a while, but I did
I
it.
don't go in Austin, but that's all.
Oh, really? I'm going to cut it down a little bit. I don't want nothing crazy.
So what did you say was wrong with you, Tony? Let me.
I was thinking about getting a nose job because I got the cancer from my mother's side of the family and the bad nose from my father. So I figured, maybe a little nip and tuck. I don't know.
What do you need a nose job for?
I'm only joking because Charlene.
What happened to him?
Oh, it's
Remember you
perfect.
saying-
Perfect. Oh.
Yeah. So
His worms out.
why do you want to get a nose job? So you'll get more dates?
No, it's just I was just trying to break your chops a little bit because you were like, "Oh, where is this show going?" I'm trying to get a laugh out of you, I guess.
I guess. Well, I went to the doctor the other day. See?
And?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for my leukemia.
Oh, how'd you make out with that, Alex? I was gonna.
Well, I'm going to be dead a week
Okay.
from Sunday. No, what
time?
What time? I'll let you know if it's early enough. Maybe you can come over and say goodbye.
Yeah. Shoot on out there.
Anyway, I just saw, what happened was after they found out I had the leukemia, a touch of the leukemia, they said, "Well, come back in 2 months. We'll check you out again." And so I went back for my 2 month, and they checked me out, and they said, "Come back in 3 months." That's the horrible thing about getting this disease, because this is CLL. It's a form of leukemia, and it's not very. It's if you don't have symptoms, they don't do anything. Okay,
Not very aggressive is the
it's
word.
not aggressive at all. You die. They say you die with it, not from it. Okay, so anyway, but I found out the thing that is so terrible about this particular form of leukemia is having to go to the doctor every 3 months.
So now you got to go to him and your urologist then every 6 months.
I
Right?
have
No,
four
I know.
doctors
I don't
I
think-
have to see every 3 months.
Oh, really? Well, I don't have it. No, I don't see my urologist but once a year now.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah. The first couple of times was like 3 months, 6 months, and then a year. So now it's every year. But it's just that I having to go over to I had to go over there, and here you are. You're at Mount Sinai, one of the major hospitals in the country, and you're going there to go get your blood drawn so they can check on you for your 2 month whatever. Okay. We get there, they're running behind. Why? Because they're running a new computer system, a new computer program. And I'm going, couldn't you take care of this over the weekend and figure it out and get it all up and running? Oh, we're having troubles. We're running about an hour behind. So we were there for 2 hours. If
Why
I'm
didn't you help them?
Yeah,
My
well,
brother
if,
worked
if,
in
if
a
I'm going in for
computer.
my test, fine. But let's get it over and done with in an hour or so, right? And this time, the woman stuck a needle in my
got you bruise you?
arm. No bruising at all.
Well, see, I'm good too. So you got good veins then, Alex, too.
No, I don't. I get bruised
Oh,
all the
really?
time. She just did a great job of it.
Oh, okay. So you got a good nurse.
Yeah.
They told me I got good veins, so I don't even look when
Well,
they
good.
do
At
it.
least you got something that's good.
I got something going for me. I don't look when they do it. I squint. I can't stand the
This is the
needle.
most bizarre evening I've ever had on this
I
show.
figured I was laughing on the couch. I had to run off. I was watching the Knick game.
Anyway,
I
so
always ask for the same nurse when I go in to get my blood drawn.
I think maybe I got the same. No, I got a different one this time.
Do you actually get a nurse or do you get a phlebotomist?
I don't know. She didn't identify
I get a
herself.
nurse, basically.
Hmm.
She draws blood, among other things. She fluffs
It's
your
the woman
pillow.
in the white lab
She
coat.
draws blood. She fluffs
Probably
your
does
pillow.
both.
She usually gets me over here.
Where? What?
No, she goes on this arm. Now, when I do it, does it bother you, Alex? That I don't like watching the needle going. I can't do it.
Well, then don't watch it.
I know, and I look away. She says, "Think of something else." I'm Captain. I think of something else when you got a needle. In me.
I don't mind the needle
I
getting.
kind of
stuck.
squeeze my hand like they tell me.
I so far now I'm used to being a pincushion for the doctors.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every time I go into my urologist. I need to get my blood drawn. I need to go in
Yeah,
for
me-
my this thing, get blood drawn. Everything I need to get my blood drawn. So, what the hell?
Every 3 months.
Either that, or they're shoving stuff in me, like injections, and I won't mention other stuff because it's
Oh.
not pleasant.
Your last proctologist wants his Timex back.
It just keeps on ticking.
That's a watch up the butt joke, folks. We can't get enough of those, Alan.
You know, Alex, funny you said the urologist. Every time I go in there now,
Funny I said the
They,
urologist.
you said it to start
no,
with.
no, but remember when you said, how do they do that job, like seeing people's asses every day? They got to get paid good money for that.
Yeah.
They do get paid good money. Well, they
I
did.
know, but could you imagine looking at my dirty ass? I go, and I clean
Actually,
it. I'm cleaning it.
doctors.
I'm clean as a whistle down there.
Jesus
Come on.
Christ. Did you have coffee tonight?
I actually did. I'm watching the Knick game. I was yelling at the TV. We were losing guys left and right. I know.
Folks, I know you think this is a comedy bit we worked up here, and it's not. This is for
It's
real.
not an act.
Anyway, where was I? Oh, I don't know. I forgot now. See, you made me forget where I was.
Oh, sorry.
Well, now I'm just going to be silent, not say anything. Take my
I'm in Lodi.
Take my lead.
I'm in Lodi.
You're in Lodi?
That's my job.
You're in Lodi.
Yeah, doing a project this week, so stuck in Lodi.
So,
so you're in a hotel,
where do they put you up, in a hotel room?
Yeah, hotel.
Why don't they just get some kind of rooms at the place where you work so that they don't have to pay for hotels all the time?
I don't know.
Nice hotel, Brian?
Do you bring your wife with you?
I don't have a wife.
He doesn't have a wife.
Do you bring your wife to be with you?
What happened?
They haven't been talking about getting married. Have you been talking about getting married? Apparently,
I can't hear the Lodi. The connection.
What's going on? That's like you, Alex.
I brought up a sore subject. I imagine
the internet's really bad, very choppy. I can't hear you.
I think Alex Sitter, you gonna pop the question?
We're being joined by
Hey,
Steve.
speaking of pop the question, look at it. Steve Fox is here.
Steve Fox. Steve, have you picked the wrong night to call?
I got a headache.
Yeah.
Gonna get worse.
Yeah. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
How about you?
Fine. Steve's the voice of Gabnet now. I keep saying I'm going to make up some new ads, and I haven't done it yet. I'm too lazy.
Uh-oh.
But we did some new ones. I did something that was really wrong. And I had you do one of them for the the 10th year.
Right.
And one says, now in its 10th year, it's Gabnet, talk like you've never heard it before, whatever. Okay? And the other one I had to make was said, starting a new era. And I actually had it wrong. I should have said decade.
Starting a new decade?
Yeah, because an era is like a giant plot of time, that delineates from a previous period. Like there's the Pleistocene era, and then there's the whatever era. So I had to go back and change them all to 10. I had to change it to 10. What?
Nothing. I said, do you think anybody actually listens to it?
Listens to what?
We all hear it every time we get on. Now in the 9th season, now in the 10th season. I think it's great. Hopefully we're around for the 20th.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you probably will be. I won't be, but you will be.
You never know. We can do it.
I'll tell you what happened today, when Marjorie and I, my business manager turned me over to a business guy here in New York to handle our money, because there's now a large amount of it where there wasn't such a large amount before, and we put it in a bank account. And don't ever leave your money in a bank account. I did a bank account. I have a bank account, and I checked to see what the interest was they gave me. Cry. And this was before I put in the big check, right? I had $33,000 in the savings account. And I checked to see how much money they paid in interest on that $33,000. Now that's money they've got to use. They can use some of that themselves for stuff, right? So they should be paying me a bit of interest on that. How much money do you think I got?
Oh, I'm good at this.
On
$1.50 a month.
33 cents.
What?
I would say quarterly.
Wait a minute.
33 cents.
Kevin is the closest. It was 29 cents.
Good God.
You got to learn how to manage your money with banks nowadays.
The interest on checking is ridiculous. It's like 0.01 or something.
Right.
If you're lucky.
And I once went out. I said, okay, well, let's get this into one of those accounts, money market accounts, where you keep whatever. And I was making $3 a month. I mean, and on more money than this at that time. So we got this guy now because we don't want to keep our money in the bank. We want it spread all over the place and doing stuff for us, and also at a place where we can get the money if we need it.
You want liquid,
If
yeah.
all of a sudden I want, $10,000, I can just say to this guy, get me $10,000, and he gets it from one of the places we have money, earning money for us. So we're taking a good amount of that money out of our bank account and putting it
What
in
type of an account did you get?
Well, one's going into Fidelity, which I can run just like a bank account. I can take money out. According to him, if I call his assistant, she can have, if I want $10,000, she can have $10,000 in my account within 2
I have
hours.
Fidelity, and I just get online and do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's one thing, but the other thing is we're also going for federal, bonds and things like that, and also another thing as well. So we're spreading it all over the place, and places where I can get it immediately, other places. He says all of this you can get it when you need it, but it'd be better if it just stayed where it was. The federal bonds would do very well if you can keep it in there for 3 years. And I said, I don't know if I'm going to live 3 years, And he said, well, don't count on the fact that you probably are, and then you're going to be happy to see that interest, that money when it matures. So, and that if you need it, we can just stop that immediately. So, but I just had to get it out of a bank. I mean, they're just ridiculous.
And then you go to that bank and you get a loan from them, and they charge you 7-8%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they make money. Yeah.
I mean, it makes no sense to me at all. I mean,
My grandmother used to have CDs. I don't know what the CDs give anymore. They used to have 12-month CDs, I think.
I think
I
she
don't know
had
what the
Tommy
rates
by the
are.
Hoop.
You're
didn't
lucky to
she?
get 4% on a CD right now.
But that's still better than the bank, though. It's safe.
Yeah.
That's better than 33 cents a month.
Yeah. You're not going to lose money with it. Yeah.
This guy was really good. I mean, we had a good talk with him, and he
That's
said,
good.
"Look," he said, the fact is, you just can't leave your money in the bank. That's we're going to leave enough of it in there that you're going to be happy to go out and spend it and everything else. But you should take as much of the money as you can and get it out of that bank, because the bank is the worst place to have your money. And you would think that banks, if they wanted to do business with the public and do good business with the public, would create a situation in which
All greedy.
well, greedy or not, they'll make more money if they offer some programs. I mean, why aren't they offering the same program that, say, a Fidelity is? Okay.
You're in the wrong bank.
Huh?
You're
No,
in
I'm
the
not in the
wrong
wrong
bank.
bank. I'm in Bank of America. It's one of the
That's a
major
big bank,
banks in
Bank of America,
America. What?
Yeah, well, I have a regional bank here that takes me out to fine dinners with a bunch of other important people. I'm not important, but I have enough money in the bank that they invite me to golf games. I don't go because it's golf, but
I've been told that you could do pretty good by putting all your money in a credit union. That you get more interest on it and so on and so forth. But
Not much, but
Yeah.
well, the reason I went to this guy, and he was suggested by my business manager, and he's kind of doing it as a favor to us, is because I am just lousy. I don't know anything about money. I never care about money. That's why I've never been particularly wealthy, because I spend it all. And if I were smarter, I would have done something like this earlier.
Alex, were you working? Did you have like a money manager that would take care of that for you?
I had a business manager, but first you got to be able to save enough money in order to go out and do stuff like that. And I did have money in Vanguard and Fidelity and so on, a couple $100,000 there. So, and if we never got this money I got, we would still be able to live a fairly good life for the rest of our life, So, because between Marjorie and I get my pension from AFTRA, and I have my Social Security. Marjorie has her Social Security, and then she has rent from this apartment that she rents out. So I mean, we could have lived nicely for the rest of our lives.
boy, the McDonald's around the corner would see a lot of you.
No,
I love
no.
McDonald's.
I mean, come on, the McDonald's is getting just as expensive as.
I know. You see what the prices are?
$5 for a fish sandwich. That's
My
crazy.
God.
Well, I have no idea what a fish sandwich costs because I haven't gone into a McDonald's in 30 years. Okay.
I went a month. My brother picked me up a Big Mac and something else a couple of weeks ago. He didn't tell me the price, but he says it's not like it used to be. He goes, meaning like it's expensive, really. You can go to a diner.
Well, it
and
used
sit-
to be, it was
French
cheap
fries and a
food.
drink is $12.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you remember
They
when
have
they
a
used to say,
$20 burrito in San Jose.
come on in and get a Big Mac for 39 cents. You remember those days?
Oh,
Yeah.
I used to always go to McDonald's for cheap food like that, and it was right by my house. I loved it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know for how cheap
That's
it was.
probably why you got such a big nose, Tony.
That might be it. And the cancer. I was eating those Big Macs. I knew these things were too good.
Oh God!
There's nothing like the old McDonald's
Never
French
gonna
fries.
shut up tonight.
You know the thing that gets me upset lately is the gas
When
prices. start going
Charlene
up
agrees
again.
you won't shut up, you know you don't. You aren't.
He's right.
you
Yeah,
don't know
that's true.
He's been quiet.
She's been very good now, but then again,
Well-
she had competition from Tony.
Years ago, when you first started, you told me when you went to this format, on the Zoom, I had to behave myself. So I try to behave.
And you do, once I pointed out, and we love
Brian was saying
we
something.
love having you here, as
Oh,
opposed
thank you.
as opposed to some other people. But anyway, so anyway, how is everything going with you, Kevin? Have you been posting any more bands online?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nope. They haven't asked me over there, so.
Oh, okay. Well, that should be over with anyway pretty soon, right? For the-
Yeah, they finished up percussion, so they're done with that.
Yeah.
It's pretty much done anyway.
Yeah. How's everything up at how's everything up at your daughter's school?
They're still in the negotiation stage, according to the last letter. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're still talking, but
But
they haven't. They haven't.
at least they're
They
negotiating.
haven't had any uproar or anything like
Well,
that.
at least they're negotiating. They're not calling in the cops.
Yeah.
You know, like they did at
I think they're all
Columbia.
high up there. They don't care. They just want to sleep on their tents in the middle of the campus, and that's it.
You know what gets me? I got to tell you, I'm watching television. I think it was yesterday, and they had a bunch of people on complaining about what's going on at the universities and all the anti-Semitism this and the anti-Semitism that, and everybody who's talking has a cross around their neck. And I'm
I
going,
noticed that,
"Why-
Alex.
why
You're
don't-"
right.
I said, why don't you shut the fuck up? It's my stake in the game here. Let me say how I feel, right? Yes, Charlie.
You know what the deal is? These evangelicals believe that it's necessary for the rapture for the Jews to be there so the Jews can be destroyed by Jesus when he comes
Oh,
back.
brother.
Oh, really?
Work on that.
I don't know. The president of the United States spoke yesterday and said, "Stop all this anti-Semitism."
Yeah. Well, he had a cross around his neck.
Probably.
He's
Yeah.
a Catholic.
Yeah,
He's not
just
good.
shut up. Let us Jews sort it out for ourselves. You know.
Only 100,000 Jews are supposed to survive the rapture or whatever you call it.
Really? I'm not going to
All
get
the rest of y'all
I'm not
supposed to
going to
die.
get to fly up into the air.
That's 100,000.
Away we go.
Or I could sit down here while they all float away, going bye bye, good riddance, see you later. You know? Have your
Yeah,
little
go ahead.
rapture if that's what you want.
Yeah, I
you
want
know?
to stay here. Don't go.
Yeah, but I don't understand any of it. Doesn't
So,
make
Alex,
sense to me.
did you listen to the president give
Why
that
would-
the Jew presentation?
The Jew presentation, yeah. I just, and then I turn over to Fox to see their take on it, and they're saying, "Oh, it's about time he went out there and did something about anti-Semitism and so on." And I'm going, "Shut the fuck!" And they're always, it's those women they have on, all menstruating at the same time, on Fox at noon. And they've all got crosses around their neck. In fact, everybody's wearing crosses around their neck
Yeah.
this day.
Actually, saw it selling
They're wearing them outside too. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? Is it a whole new thing now?
Yep.
Is that
That Laura Ingram always shows it too.
Yeah, well, just shut up. If you're going to wear the cross, then shut up about our problems, all right? But I've decided I've made you're going to hate me for this. I've decided I'm not voting for Biden.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't. I don't like his whole position on what's happening with the
Okay.
universities. I don't like until today, and maybe I changed my mind slightly because today he decided to stop sending money to Israel. It's a little late.
But you're not going to vote for Trump, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to vote for Trump.
I can agree with you on
I'm
that.
voting for RFK. Any guy with a worm in his brain.
Well, he's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
The black
candidate
sheep of
nobody
the
wants to
family.
kill, Alex, is him.
Oh, by the way, and I'm no sports fan, as
Yeah.
you know, right?
A little bit. A little bit.
Netflix ran this roast for Tom
Oh, I
Brady.
watched it.
Did you
Yeah.
watch that thing?
A little bit. My brother.
yeah.
Wasn't that one of the worst shows you've ever seen?
I only like one guy. I don't know who it was. He was ripping Jenna, the Jenna lady. I forgot who he was.
What, you went no, Brian?
Huh?
But did you see it?
No. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it, but
It's
Wasn't
really
it Kim
boring.
Kardashian got in trouble and she went, the short comedian, the black guy, what's his name?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin
Kevin
Hart
Hart.
had to like shut her up, Kim Kardashian, because she said something, or I don't know.
She
I
said
didn't see it,
something
though.
and it got booed terribly, but then it's been edited out of the show.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
really?
Yes.
I didn't see the whole thing.
The booing, not what she said.
Mm.
And
She thinks she's funny now.
no.
'cause she was on
Here's the
SNL.
thing. No. It's in to boo Kim Kardashian now.
Mm.
You know, she's gotten too rich, too popular, too famous, too this, too that. Her tits are too big.
Her waist is
her
too
butt
skinny.
is too big. You know, and everybody feels
Yeah, her
now
waist is too skinny
they
now.
feel they
It's like
they
she forced it,
should
you know.
go after her. You know, and that's wrong.
And she laughs all the way, or cries all the way to the bank like Liberace.
I
Right?
think she's a fairly accomplished woman, you know, and I think people should lay off of her.
I like her. I
But
watch
anyway,
her.
this Tom Brady thing was just useless. I mean, there was Nikki Glaser was the only comedian who was funny in that whole show, and she was very good, you know. But the rest of the show was terrible. It was all these football goons trying to do jokes.
Belichick tried to be funny.
Yeah,
Gilbert Godfrey wasn't there. That's why.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they bring this, what's his name? The roast master guy. He thinks he's the big
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross,
Jeff
who
Ross.
thinks he's the big roast master guy, and he's really terrible. He's just talentless. And I never found him funny before he was the roast master. You know?
How did he get that name? I was he just got it.
He gave it to himself.
Yeah, because he
I
whored
never
himself
know
to
that.
every
roast
roast.
them and
He
create.
thinks he's Dean Martin with the Dean Martin roast.
But you see, the roast started at the Friars Club.
Were they that filthy there, Alex? I was going to ask you.
Were
that.
they that filthy? You don't know
At the
how
Friars.
filthy they were. They were
That's
so.
my.
They were
Really?
just really. Yes, but the
You
tradition
have running
was.
water, Tony.
What it
No.
was, you had a bunch of essentially male comedians
Okay.
showing up to roast somebody, and because they were in their own private surroundings at their
Yeah.
own private club,
Oh wow.
they
yeah.
just got filthier. I've gone to stuff at the Friars
Really,
Club.
I would like to hear that.
So filthy, it's wonderful. You know?
That I would have liked to heard if they had it on audio.
No restraint. No restraint.
No,
at all.
wow,
Yeah.
Right.
that's
Yes.
good. Yeah, that I would have liked to hear.
Oh,
That's not-
That's where Gilbert was missing. He never held back.
yes, that's right.
He never held
Gilbert
back.
was the ultimate roaster. By the way, here is Don Giller. Don.
Let's roast him.
Yes, that's you, Mr. Giller. How are you?
I'm bored, so I thought I'd come here and be bored.
You got any ailments you can talk about?
Yeah.
I was gonna. I set up a CD in last November when the rate was 5.65%,
Oh, CD, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
and I'm making $15 a day.
nice.
Really?
12-month CD.
And
Yeah.
that was only
Yeah.
putting
That's
him
a good
putting,
rate.
and that was only him putting in $100. Are you good at that kind of stuff? No,
No, not at all.
because I've never been able to be good with it. You know, to me, money is something you spend. You know.
See, money's something you save because you don't know when you're not going to have it when you need it.
And then you die and you've never used it.
Well, still, I'd rather not have used it.
I'm sorry, Don. I got you beat. I just figured out what I'm making a day. I've never thought to think of it. $109 a day.
So why are you making $109?
Because I got money in savings and I got money in investments, and I added up and then divided it by 365.
Well, it's only like, $3,000 a month.
Of course, I could be off by a dot, and it could only be $10.90.
Yeah, it could be.
Who knows? I don't know.
But no, I just the thing is, I just
I
always
doubt I'm making $109 a day.
Yeah, okay. So I've had a problem with money all my life in that I just never cared. I mean, I made money, so I never cared about it.
Yes, you probably always used to make it. So
Always make more.
Huh? You can always make more.
Always make more.
Always make more. That was my best friend and I.
Yeah.
That was our saying.
Well,
He's
unless
in
you're
prison and you're making money, that's pretty cool.
Unless you get to be my age, in which case you're not going to make any more money. So you've got to do something with your money. So that if you just knew when you were going to die, okay, you could.
God forbid, don't say that.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying you could spread your
you can
money
live a
out.
long time.
I like Bubbles' way of doing it.
What,
I know. I would never
The
want to
day,
know.
but not the year. Or you knew the year, but not the day. Or
No,
what does Bubbles say?
If you're going to do
You
a
know
joke,
the day, but not the year.
God forbid.
Right.
yeah, if you're going to do
Yeah.
a joke that somebody else does, you should get it right before you attempt to say it. Okay.
That's why I said Bubbles. I don't know how he said it.
He says that. You would know the date, but you don't know the year.
Right.
I don't get to see Don Giller that much. Don suddenly pops up here when I least expect it.
Too bad he doesn't live near you that you guys could like visit each other. That'd be awesome.
I just came for the Shecky money.
Yeah,
Call it shekels. Yeah.
yeah.
Where do you live, Don?
Across the street from Alex.
Yeah, no, he lives a couple blocks away. I don't know how many blocks. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm let's see, he's in Harlem. 110, I guess 10 blocks.
10
maybe.
blocks.
Oh, okay.
But he never leaves the house. And then again, think about it. Neither do I. So we, we
Yeah,
could,
you'll thank me later.
but I find him one of the funniest people around. I love his sense of humor.
Oh, you're the one.
Smart guy.
Huh?
Smart guy.
Well, I won't say he's smart.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
I don't know him as well as you do.
Smart ass, maybe.
It comes from somewhere else. So you working on any interesting projects lately?
My sister was in town. She lives in New Mexico last week. And she played me, and then she subsequently sent me a video of our dad around a week before he died. He's in the he died at 100 years old in like 7 months. So
Wow.
he did okay. And this video is him in the hospital. A friend of his had a YouTube had on their iPhone a YouTube video of somebody singing Besame Mucho, which apparently was my dad's favorite song. And they've got the let's see.
Besame mucho.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
And he has that they have the phone to his ear, and he's singing along, or if he's not singing, he's listening intently. And I just found it really moving.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so what I want to put together, I'm not quite sure yet what I want to do with it. On his 100th birthday, which was in October of 21, my sister was visiting him. We'd grown up in Baltimore, and my parents moved to Miami in 71. So she's there, and she's capturing on the phone him playing on the organ Besame Mucho. And
wow.
And at 100, he's not the quickest, but he's getting there. And, he knows the song, and he's struggling with it, but he still gets through it. And Sunday night, I dug out all of my reel-to-reels, reel-to-reel
Look at
videotape.
that. Look at that. That's an
Oh.
old
Home
reel-to-reel
video?
tape.
And this is titled Daddy's Spanish Music, October 26, 1967.
That's nice.
And so I want to digitize it and see if he must have played
I
that.
wish I had stuff like that.
And so I want to compare
Now-
how he played it then versus how he played it when he was
Do
100.
you have a tape player that will play tapes
Yeah.
I
like
was
that?
just going to ask him, do you have a reel to reel?
Yeah, I've got a pretty good one. It has 3 speeds, 3 3/4, 7.5, and 15. It also has quarter track and half track. So, yeah, I've been digitizing a whole bunch of stuff. I used to direct a choir in San Francisco, 15th century music, and I digitized a couple of masses that we had performed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of you have heard of Cecil Taylor.
Yeah, he's a jazz guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had recorded a performance of his when he was at Antioch when I was a student in April of 71.
Antioch, California.
Is that college?
College in Ohio.
Oh, sorry.
And I found it, so I want to digitize that and send that to Antioch, and it's mostly digitizing a whole bunch of tapes that I've had, and I'd rather be doing this than checking out my prostate.
I'll tell you something. You know what's interesting? I was looking. I now have the ability to run tapes, videotapes from many different formats, because I had one machine of this, and then my friend Steve, he died and left a whole bunch of machines, and so I suddenly went through all the things that I've gone through. You know, I had reel-to-reel videotape, right? Which I can't play now because I don't have anything to play it on.
You mean cassettes, video cassettes?
No, videotape, reel-to-reel.
Oh,
Reels,
really?
videotape reels.
Even I know what that is, Alex. Sorry.
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
Are they half inch?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then let's see here. Then I went to VHS and so on. But I also, you forgot, in the middle there was 3/4 inch cassettes that were used professionally. Okay. So but I don't have a machine for that. But I do for. Do you remember Super High 8?
I remember it. I never had it.
I mean, we can just go on and on with all the formats we've gone through in the last, 30, 40 years.
You have Beta?
Betamax. Remember that?
I had Beta.
Had Beta?
I may have some Beta tapes somewhere.
Oh wow! Yeah. Remember that?
I can play them. I have a Beta machine, so I could digitize. Yeah, I could digitize that for you, but it would require a meeting, so that could be a problem.
Yeah, we would have to leave the house to do that, and that's kind of an impossibility.
Should leave it by the door.
Yeah, I'll leave it by the door, and then you can pick it up, and then I'll go by your house, and you can leave it outside your door, and I'll pick it up.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to go anywhere, I think we're okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, you can see a lot of Don's stuff on YouTube. It's all over the place, and it's basically Letterman stuff.
But I can't do that anymore, so I'm doing other stuff.
Well, you're not doing it anymore, but you did so much of it initially that it's all there. It's all up.
Yeah.
You didn't have to take a lot of it off, did you?
No, I mean that's the deal. They're keeping it up.
Yeah.
I don't have any reel-to-reel tapes, but I have a reel-to-reel player. Bowfinger M063H. It's supposed to be a really high-end machine, but I don't have any reel-to-reel. I should send it to you, Alex, if you want a reel-to-reel.
No, I don't. I
really don't. Somebody said they're going for about 25,000 right now.
Jeez.
What's going for 25,000?
The machine that I have, that I inherited.
And what kind of machine is it?
Bowfinger, Balfinger. The model is M063.
But what kind of tape does it take?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it 1/4 inch tape? like commercial.
I'll look. Hold on.
This is one of the most exciting discussions.
I'm
we've
not
ever
sure
had
what
on
it
this
looks
show.
like now. I don't think the CD will play.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the large reels or the small reels.
Steve Fox got to say something.
I'm sorry.
You know,
It's a
well,
big
Steve, you
reel.
know about a lot of these formats. I mean, hell,
Oh, yeah.
you're working in radio.
I've been digitizing a lot of stuff too, just like Don down there. And it's, getting it all together and sending it off to other people has been great.
Well, the fact is that you want to start digitizing this stuff. I started digitizing all my DVDs, so I can have them in just files on the computer. Why? As life has gone on, video has taken up less and less space for me. You know, but I still can't bring. I have all the DVDs in the closet that I've already made copies of. And I can't get rid of the DVDs. I mean, I should throw them out, right?
You can't get rid of them?
Well, no, I mean, I can't bring myself to get rid of them, even though I digitized all of them.
They're good, yeah.
You know, so.
So apparently
be a
it's
lot of people that want to buy
quarter
it.
and half inch
Mm-hmm.
stereo.
Both?
Yeah, it'll play both, I guess.
Is this
you
audio
need
or
different
video?
heads?
It's actually built in Germany, so it's in millimeters. It's 2.75 millimeter and 5.25 millimeter.
Do you know how boring this is getting?
Yeah, can we let Charlene talk for a little bit?
Yeah,
This has been
Charlene,
losing people.
please. Yeah, I agree with you. bro.
Listen.
Losing people. Charlene, how you doing?
Is anyone watching that Jim Belushi, Belushi's Farm or something?
What?
You should watch it. It's about cannabis, and the Blues Brothers is going to have ice cream like the
just
Grateful Dead, Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, wow.
I just saw a great show. Started a great show tonight. It's on Apple Plus, called Dark Matter.
Oh, any good?
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah,
It's
maybe I'll watch
very
that later.
good. Yes, and it promises to even be better. It's all about it's all about other universes. Within our
It
universe.
stars Tony's proctologist.
Ben, Dr. Johnny, how you doing?
All right, I think you've used up your joke.
Was that a joke?
What?
The bingo card. I won bingo.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Bingo.
I gotta make coffee for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to ask
There's a
it.
show on this
wait a minute,
sci-fi channel called Dark Matter.
What?
There used to be a series on the Sci-Fi Channel called Dark Matter.
Yeah, well, this
That's what I
isn't.
thought.
Well, I don't know if this is based on that at all, but it's called Dark Matter, and it's very good, very good. Yes. Who was saying?
Don.
Try-
Don.
Oh, Don wanted to say something.
Yeah, the moment's passed. I want to ask, and forgive me, I forget your name. The voice of Gabnet.
Steve Fox.
Steve.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
me.
Steve. Right. What are you digitizing, and for who?
I've been doing a lot of reel-to-reels, cassettes, albums.
Okay.
You name it. I'm in all the formats I can actually do here.
But not personal stuff of your own.
Not yet.
I mean, if you have tape, audio tape, you want to digitize that as soon as possible because audio tape does not last forever.
That's
And
true.
if it's lasted this long, you're lucky.
Well, knock on wood, everything's okay. I just got another
because the
cassette player,
oxide
so
gets stripped from those after a while. Like I had videotapes. I had those reel-to-reel videotapes, and after I don't know, 15 years, I couldn't play them on one of those reel-to-reel video machines because
you have to clean the heads.
No, well, because there's a lubrication on those tapes that dries up, and then you can't get it to go around the helical scan heads.
Yeah.
So I mean, we had a lot of problems that way.
I've had pretty good success. I've had pretty good luck. I'm finding stuff. I used to record when I grew up in Baltimore. I listened to this radio station in Boston, WBZ, and taped everything. And so I've been digitizing that. I came across a demo of Tom Rush recording
I like him.
Urge for Going.
Yeah.
I got his record.
Yeah.
and this is before he recorded it on Elektra, and it was played every night on. There's a DJ name was Dick Summer. He did.
Dick Summer. I work with Dick Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He worked from 11:30 until at night until 6 p.m. You know, every day.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was 1966, and it came out great, and I uploaded it, so it came out fine.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I actually have a cassette, Alex, of me calling into your show at KMEL back in 1982.
Really?
Wow.
Did he hang up on you?
At KMEL. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't do I have anything from KMEL? I'm trying to remember.
Where is that? What city?
This is in San Francisco. Do I have any tape from KMEL? I have tape of my mother. I have an interview with Mel Brooks.
Oh, really?
I have, but not that much from KMEL. A lot more from the Quake, and then a lot more from KITS. Everything we did every day, we just put them on cassettes, and I recorded every day. So I have almost everything I did at KMEL, at Live 105. So.
Did you make a request, Steve?
Did I make a request? No. There was some question he was asking, and I got to fish.
He would have hung up on you.
Yeah, he hung up on you, I'm sure.
This is for Don.
Did he say turn your radio down?
Yeah, turn your radio down.
Yeah, that was 68.
Yep.
Yep.
Tony, that's nice of you to send that to Don for free.
I have it.
Alex, the stuff you have from Live 105, how do you have it categorized? By date? Do you have it by like who was there or anything?
I just have it in boxes, and I haven't digitized them yet. Do you know, Charlene, you had something you want to say, and then I want to talk about digitizing cassettes. Yeah.
I know, I'm sorry, but you're going to be going off soon, I notice. And I have a bunch of cassette tapes I made when I was a kid in grammar school of your WPLJ. Does either Mr. Geller or the other Voice of Gabnet gentleman, are they interested in having them? Because I can't do all that stuff. Nobody wants it? Because I'm like, I'll never throw it out.
Terrible part. Here's the terrible part. Here's the terrible.
I'll just keep them then.
Here's the
where are you?
That I could try to.
She's in New Jersey.
Oh, I'm in New Jersey, but I would send them or something.
If you can't get down to the corner, you're not getting to New Jersey. Okay. But no. All
right.
I
would ship it over there or something. Go ahead.
But anyway, but now I forgot what I was going to say.
Digitizing tapes.
Oh, digitizing tapes. Yeah. The trouble is, digitizing tapes is hell, because you can only do it,
it's real time.
You do it real time.
Yeah.
I wish there were a way that they could double the speed of that. You could double the speed of the recording, blah, 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 and then slow it down, and you got it right. But they haven't done that. It is hard.
Well, actually, I'm doing that with the WBZ tapes.
Really?
They're 3 3/4. I think I'm digitizing them at 15. And I mean the quality's bad to begin with, so it's not going to matter much. And then software will slow it down, to a manageable, to a real.
Yeah. Speed. But man, it's not easy. So I haven't digitized a lot of that stuff, but I have the tapes. Anyway, hey, listen, I'm playing the theme because we're running towards the end of our show here. But this has been absolutely agonizing, and I've hated every minute of it. So
my work is done.
We must do it again, maybe in a year or two.
Hey, look at here's Adrian. Say hi, Adrian. Hi, baby.
Oh, God.
Say hi. You're on the show.
Hi.
Is she weightless?
She's a
I can't
hologram.
turn her. She's gonna turn
there
again.
She is.
So.
That's
I
his
still on
daughter,
the phone.
Adrian.
Okay.
Anyway, did you call her? Did she call you?
She just called me. Yeah.
What a good daughter. Hey,
Yes.
thank you very much for your participation in our show tonight, Alan and Charlie. Always a pleasure to have you here. Jeff, you've been perfect tonight.
I haven't said a word.
You said Jew earlier.
Charlene, thank you so much. We love, and thanks for the hat. I really appreciate it. Brian
You're
Neary, great having you here, and give a big Adrian a big kiss for all of us. Okay. Okay. Yes. Right. Kevin, thank you. Glad to have you here tonight. Tony, nice having you. Steve, please call more often. We like having you here. You didn't get to say much, but then again, you had competition. Okay. You know.
Yeah.
But I love you being here. And Don Giller, you know you're welcome here anytime.
I want the Shecky money.
No. You know, am I supposed to feel guilty about that? Because
you will.
You will.
You know, it's somebody I love dearly, and the only reason I got his money is because he died. You know, and I hate that. You know,
it happens to everybody.
He should have given it to me while he was alive, for crying out loud. Anyway.
Now you got to decide to plan what you're going to get rid of it.
Hey, thanks, Don. You know it's
That's
wonderful.
where we come in.
Yeah, Don, it's wonderful having you here. Everybody, give a big wave goodbye. I'll give a big wave goodbye at you and change to my camera. There we go. Okay, wait, what happened? Look at that. Oh, that's some really bad green screen back there. See that? Oh, boy. Anyway, she's next. Yes, Amy Manuel is next, and she'll be here with the intersection. So taking your calls on Skype at Gabnet Live. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.